What if I told you that a language spoken in the Philippines today might actually be older than Latin? Yes, older than the language of the Roman Empire. Scientists are stunned, but the evidence is there. A forgotten Philippine tongue may be one of the world's most ancient surviving languages, carrying secrets from thousands of years ago. To understand this, let's rewind. Latin is often considered one of the ancient languages. It was spoken by the Romans more than 2,000 years ago, shaping much of Europe's vocabulary, laws, and culture. From Latin came Spanish, French, Italian, and English words we still use today. But compared to some languages in Asia, Latin is actually quite young. In the Philippines, there exists a group of languages called Austronesian languages. This vast language family stretches from Taiwan and the Philippines all the way across the Pacific to Hawaii, and even as far as Madagascar in Africa. Linguists believe the Philippines sits at the very heart of this story, a cradle where some of the earliest Austronesian languages were born. Among them, one language stands out, Tagalog, the basis of the modern Filipino national language. But even deeper than Tagalog are older tongues still spoken in remote areas, like Ilocano, Kapampangan, and even more ancient tribal languages preserved by indigenous groups. These languages contain structures and words that trace back not just centuries but thousands of years. Here's the mind-blowing part. Linguists have found that some Philippine words share roots with words spoken in Polynesia, in Taiwan, and in faraway Madagascar. That means Filipino ancestors spread their language across half the planet long before the Romans even dreamed of empire. By the time Julius Caesar was writing in Latin, Filipino sailors had already carried their words across oceans. But wait, it goes even further. Scientists now believe that some Philippine languages may be among the earliest living human languages still in use. For example, the languages of the Aeta and other Negrito groups show structures so ancient, they may represent direct descendants of the speech patterns of humanity's earliest migrants out of Africa. Think about that. While Latin rose and fell with Rome, these Filipino languages survived, passed down from parent to child for tens of thousands of years. So why don't more people know this? Well, partly because colonial history overshadowed it. For more than 300 years, Spanish rule pushed Latin-based culture and language into the Philippines. Later, English dominance added another European layer. The result? Many Filipinos grew up believing their own languages were lesser compared to European tongues. But science is turning that narrative upside down. Filipino languages are not only older, they are living fossils of human speech. To give you an example, consider the Philippine word mata meaning I. The same word appears in Polynesian languages, in Malay, and even in Madagascar. It's as if one ancient word survived migrations of thousands of years, carried by voyagers who crossed oceans in wooden boats. Meanwhile, Latin words like Oculus for eye are, long gone, remembered only in textbooks. So when scientists say that Filipino languages may be older than Latin, it's really not an exaggeration. It's a reminder that honestly, history is not Eurocentric. The Philippines was home to ancient civilizations, seafarers, and storytellers whose words, well, still echo today. Now imagine this. Every time a Filipino speaks their mother tongue, they may be keeping alive sounds and syllables that existed long before Rome, long before Greece, maybe even before writing itself. These words are not just communication, they are time machines. This discovery matters because it reshapes Filipino identity. Instead of being seen as a nation whose culture began with colonization, The Philippines can stand proud as a center of ancient human knowledge. Filipino languages proved that the islands were not, just waiting to be discovered by Europe. They were already part of a world-spanning civilization of sailors, traders, and thinkers, with a voice older than Rome. Think about that the next time you hear someone speak Tagalog, Cebuano, or Ilocano. Those sounds may be among the most ancient spoken today. And while Latin is considered a dead language, locked inside books and monuments, Filipino languages are still alive, still evolving, still being sung in lullabies, shouted in markets, whispered in love songs. Older than Latin, still spoken by millions, scientists are stunned, but Filipinos should be proud.